So up until now, were you actually like sitting over there masturbating to this British porn? Is that what you were doing?
No, I was putting meat in my mouth.
Everybody get up.
Welcome to the Forum Thread Podcast. This is number 18. I'm your host, Dark One Dry. Here with us today, we have Mr. Fusion.
Hello, everybody.
Chaos Mana.
Hello.
Sweetman.
Hey, guys.
Nobod.
Hello.
And a special guest. Some of you may know him. His name is Caleb.
Hi, I'm special.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Wow.
This thing is blowing up in front of me.
Uh-oh.
Blowing up in front.
Stop it. There's messages popping up in Skype.
What's going on is Wes is trying to get on the podcast. He's screaming at you by instant message.
I trolled him.
I don't like Wes. Wes can't come, guys. I'm sorry.
That actually wouldn't surprise me.
It's made the official decree. Wes can't.
Yeah, tell Wes I don't want him here. No, I'm kidding. Wes is more than welcome. I'm not a mean person like that.
No. You said it already. You heard it, Wes. You're not wanted
it's
here.
not true.
It's already posted
Wes,
on
come
the
back to
internet.
me.
Wes is going to be so heartbroken. He's going to be like, yeah.
So he's the only person on this podcast that Caleb said he didn't want around.
Caleb, please.
He's like, what did I do to Caleb? Oh, my God.
He did everything. He did absolutely everything.
Well, he is not going to be going to RTX this year, so I think that.
Well, then I absolutely don't like him.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's
But
a
Caleb, he
big
loves
reason
you.
right there.
I can't go either.
Well, I don't like you.
Well, you're Canadian, so you get a free pass.
Yeah.
Anyone that's not going to RTX is officially booted on this call.
Oh,
Yeah,
see you later, no.
Actually,
I like this
I mean,
thing
it's a
I've heard.
free
It's very
RTX
good.
podcast, right?
Yes.
I'll be there in spirit.
This wouldn't be the main topic.
I missed the question. What was the question?
I'm distracted by the British porn.
Pretty good. Still have the British porn up on
Watching
the
the
live
live
stream?
Yes.
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay.
No, but
Yeah.
why do you have British porn on your computer?
Because this dude right here, RTM Mad, made me from Real Talk Mode, sent me that link, and I was just like, yup, that's pretty funny. I'm gonna keep that up.
So now I'm curious, with the comment you made earlier about putting meat in your mouth, is it straight porn or is it gay porn? Or what are you watching over there?
What, British porn?
Yeah, which type of British porn? They're very progressive. Have you seen condom commercials? They're funny as hell.
I mean,
It's a cup
the
of
best
tea.
kind of porn.
I don't understand.
Dark, it's a joke. It's just a cup of tea. And
Oh.
It's a gif of tea
How sad.
pouring into a cup.
I guess it could be considered bukkake.
There's not even a tea bag in it. That's how bad it is.
Holy
mean
shit,
how bitter
it really is Wes.
It
Now
is
he's
good.
calling.
Clean British porn.
Yeah. Sorry, Wes.
All right, Caleb, I have a question for you. How have you been able to get enough sleep, or have you been working nonstop getting ready for RTX?
I actually am fortunate in the sense that I don't really actually have to do anything for RTX prep. So I'm not getting enough sleep, but that's for other reasons of just being overly active in my life. But
Yeah.
RTX I am not as stressed out about. Like, it's going to be super easy. Like, I'm sorry to my coworkers who have all these responsibilities, but for me it's like just kick back, hang out, walk around the convention center, play some video games, fist bump some people.
So
whatever.
you're like the bum of RTX then.
I mean, pretty much all of Achievement Hunter is the bum of RTX.
Nice.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Now here's my next question. Since you don't have the stress and the tension, I mean the frustration as everyone else, how's the office like? Are everyone else that's getting ready, are they pretty cranky and you're just saying, this is pretty good for me over here? I like that.
I'm in my happy bubble. It's so happy here. No, like it's I wouldn't say people are cranky. Everyone's in high spirits. I think people are more excited than stressed. There's some last minute changes happening, new additions that are really exciting. I can't talk about them, but there should be announcements coming really soon. There's a lot of cool things happening. I think that there's a lot more excitement at this point than stress overall. I mean, like Gus seems kind of stressed out, but positive energy
I bet
definitely
he
from
would
everybody.
be.
Chaotic, but positive energy.
This one's going to be much bigger than last year's.
Oh,
I
so
can
much!
imagine.
I remember how many lines and how many people there were just in this area. I really wonder if it's going to be the same level of crowded because I know that they're getting a bigger convention hall, but there's also more people. So will that translate to about the
I would
same or even
say,
more?
considering how quickly the tickets sold out, I'm personally expecting it to be quite crowded.
Well, wait.
I think
When was the date that they officially sold out?
It was like last week.
Yeah, so it wasn't too quick, Dark.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I saw a post saying that they had sold out like almost 2 months ago.
Oh
Nah,
no,
definitely
they were
not
still
that
selling
far.
up until like he said last week.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
and I don't think
I
it's
don't know
just
what I
going to
saw
be
then.
crowded. Like, it's not going to be like PAX crowded or Comic-Con crowded. There's gonna be a lot of people, but the thing about that convention center, it's kind of really well laid out, and there's going to be 10,000 people. Isn't that many in a convention sale? Like, it's a huge addition, and that is a lot of people. But
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of major gaming conventions, 10,000 isn't all that much, especially in a convention center designed to host more people. So we'll
Yeah,
have space. There's a new rule for how lines are going to be orchestrated at RTX. So I think lines won't be as big a deal. And the other thing too is that most convention centers are usually located in a non-convenient place. Like most like the PAX East is at a Boston Convention Center next to nothing. Seattle's a good one downtown, but there's not too much food right by the convention center. Comic-Con, there's only 2 ways across those train tracks, so
Yep.
it's crowded. And then you get to space, but it takes a while to get to that space. Where Austin's Convention Center is kind of located in the heart of downtown, so there's so many places to eat, so many places to go that if you're tired of being in the convention center, which a lot of people get kind of tired while walking around, they could easily want some food and there's space in the sense that you can leave the convention center and go do something else for a little bit.
That's good to know. I know I'm definitely going to want to walk around and find food. I know with my restricted diet, I'm going to have to like try and find some specialty places that don't use a lot of additives in there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Austin is a perfect city for you. I know
Austin
you have
has
a restricted
so much
diet, and
in it.
I mean, there's great places that it's not just all about barbecue and burgers. I mean, there's some really
Believe it
good
or not.
places in South Congress and South Lamar that you would love.
Oh my
Perfect.
gosh, I love South Congress in general. Like just eating there's so many good places to eat in Austin. Like that's one of those things. It's like the hardest thing about people. Like people come to visit me in Austin, like my family, stuff like that. And like I always make the joke like, oh yeah, we're gonna eat so much. But like I'm serious, and I don't think people really understand that. Like you wake up in the morning, you go to breakfast. At breakfast, you plan lunch. You go to lunch, you plan dinner, and then you plan breakfast the next day. It's like it has to be a major discussion because there are so many options. Like there's so many different types of foods, so many, and like the amount of like good places to eat, it's insane. Don't even get me started. I can go on for days about food in Austin.
Yeah, no, you're right because let's say you're at Kirby Lane, you're grabbing pancakes in the morning, and while you're having breakfast, you're talking already about okay, what are we gonna have for lunch? Do we want sushi? Do we want steak? Do we want barbecue? Do we want Chinese food? What do we want? We want Italian, Mexican? Where are we gonna go? I'm not kidding. When I mean that's the great thing. He's right. The great thing about Austin is that there's so many really good places, and you're not confined to having the typical chains. That's the great thing about it.
Exactly. And the other thing too is that like each type of food has so many subcategories. I mean like burgers alone, do you want greasy bar burgers? Do you want like a classic expensive burger? Do you want something like fast food but a little bit nicer than McDonald's like P. Terry's? Do you want something that is grass-fed beef? Do you want like just the subdivisions of food alone? It's like you could eat burgers for every meal while you're here for RTX, eat at a different burger place and get almost entirely different burgers every time. There's a burger place I think called Your Mom's that they yeah, I know, right?
Where'd you get that burger from? Oh, I got it from your mom.
Such a juvenile panel on this podcast. Everyone laughed. Everyone.
Yeah, they infuse their burgers though. Like they're
You can't
actual
underappreciate
patties
your mama
infused
joke.
with like cheese and bacon and stuff. So it's like there are so many just unique burger places that you could just eat burgers at RTX and get a different experience for every meal.
And I'm not too familiar. How long have you lived in Austin?
I've been for a year now.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Now, as far as barbecue goes, there's a place that Ken is really excited to go to there in Austin, and I believe it's called Rudy's.
Rudy's is a popular place. It's actually I think a chain at this point. If I
Yeah,
remember
it's a chain
correct.
that started in San Antonio.
But I like Rudy's a lot. It's a solid barbecue place. Like it doesn't feel like a barbecue place. Like it doesn't have like the homey like Western feel that a lot of barbecue will have, or like the like the mom and pop feel, but it's definitely still good barbecue.
It's something about
it feels more mainstream in the actual restaurant.
Having barbecue put in front of you inside a big box or something like that.
Yeah, it's a big plastic crate.
That's okay. So he wasn't exaggerating. They really do that.
That's a lot of places. That's a lot of places in Texas. It's how they do it. They give you either a large wooden crate or plastic crate, and they put a big sheet of paper underneath it, and then that's how you do your business. That's how you
get cheese by the block too.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could go for some good cheese.
And you're right. I mean, that's you said it's not a very big convention, RTX, compared to a lot of the other ones, but the RT community is very proud to see it more than double every year. I mean, it's growing really fast in the past 3 years, and just the turnout and the interest, it's great. Like, I have a few friends that are here in Houston in the media, and you're going to go to RTX? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be a Guardian this year. Oh, well, cool. Can you just we're really interested in going. Can you just tell us what are some of the things to see? I'm like, go to the site, look and see what's there. There's a lot of stuff you're going to want to see. Oh, we're gonna try to go. We bought badges. We're gonna go. Cool. So I mean, it's just you went from a few hundred to a few thousand, and now it's boom. It's just blowing up in 3 years. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, we're definitely all really excited for it. That's for sure, and the pop success can bring.
So as like somebody who's never been to any sort of convention for anything ever, how would you, if you were like guiding me through it, where would you take me first? What would be, the first couple of things that I would see and do while I got there?
The first thing going to a convention you need to do is get a schedule and a layout of whatever the convention center is. I say that because you need to plan ahead. Because if there's certain panels, you need to highlight what panels you want to see, because you have to wait in line to get in panels. No matter what, you're going to have to wait in line. You need to plan ahead. You want to know where and when you need to get to that line. I'd plan an hour ahead for any panel at least, just to make sure you get there and get to actually see it. So focus your initial plan around panels and when you want to see them, and then in between panels you want to see is when you want to go to the showroom floor.
Yeah.
And explore around. And that's the thing too, is why you want the master schedule, is you want to see what events are going to be on the master floor and find out that. Spend the first day, any free times you do, covering as much ground at booths you are interested in to see what kind of things they have going on the weekend. Because I know there's a Griffball booth this year, which is pretty cool. And they're going to be having tournaments. I know that. I was talking to Goose Cheka, who organized it. And you're going to want to go and find out when those tournaments are so you can sign up for them and plan ahead. So definitely the first thing you do is make a plan for your whole weekend and like what you really want to see most.
Okay.
That's kind of the key to success there, is just planning ahead. Like you can't just go, like if you go in there just kind of to walk around, it's going to be hard to find everything you want to see. Like definitely strategize.
Yeah, fair enough.
I had to strategize even for the small amount of stuff that I wanted to see last time. I had to plan ahead, and even then I almost didn't get into some of the stuff that I wanted because of the way that the lines were set up. Like we were just sitting all out in the hall in this kind of mob until they finally decided, okay, time to call the line. Then everyone just scrambled for the line, and then we were able to, I managed to get in because I had been waiting there since before most of those people, but I think people that arrived there after me still managed to get there in front of me. Like it was just a crazy shot.
It's gonna be a lot of people trying to get into smaller panel rooms, but I think it'll be fun. The other thing too is just make sure you have a positive attitude going into it, and like don't go there just to see the panels. Go there to interact with our community. One thing, so being involved with different internet communities over the years and traveling to all these different conventions, the one thing that's really special about RTX is the fact that it's primarily Rooster Teeth community members, and the Rooster Teeth community is freaking awesome. I don't think some people realize how friendly and open and loving this community is, and how great of friendships you can have through this website and through this company. It's awesome, and definitely try to take advantage of that. Do social things after hours. Like there's side quests. I think most of that's sold out, but even then, there's other side activities where people are going to be going to hang out, subgroups, or organizing all sorts of things that are going to anyone to join. Like you don't have to necessarily be part of that niche group to join, and definitely reach out and find other people, because everyone there is going to have one thing in common, and like their interests, and that's Rooster Teeth, right? That's an easy way to start a conversation.
It's funny you bring that up because on a lot of the RTX forums, going alone, who's going here, who's going there, the consensus posts you'll see are people saying, "Well, I don't know anybody, I'm shy," and it's and I've posted replies to people. I'm like, "Look, you're in the same boat as a lot of people. Everyone else is posting that they're shy type personalities. They don't know anyone. You know what? If you're all in the same boat, you're all shy, and you don't know anyone, then it should be easier for you guys to all get to know each other. Because no one knows each other."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
You just
bet
gotta
I
be
might
that
make
guy
a
to
whole
say
bunch
hello.
more friends on the actual site just by going. I mean, I have my AH name shirts for my RT name, so perhaps people will be able to look me up later if they feel like we feel like meeting each other. I mean, it was so easy once I first got started to make a whole bunch of actual friends here on RT.
Yeah, it's just opening. Like I looked at it back in what was that 2008. I went to RVBTO. I was in California at the time. I flew from California all the way to Toronto, across the country, literally to another country. And at this point, I wasn't active on the site. I only knew Jeff because I gamed with him, and I only went there because Jeff was like, "You should go." I was like, "Why not? I've never been to Canada." Going there except for Jeff. Jeff was the one person I knew. But I came out of going to RVBTO that year with so many new friends who I'm so close to. I look at Barbara I met on that trip, and we're super close through that. And it's just so easy to go to these events. And if you're open to making new friends and putting yourself out there, you're gonna make friends that can last a lifetime. It's awesome. Just don't shelter to yourself. I'm just pumped. I'm really excited for RTX this year.
Well, you're not the only one, man. I mean, the community is very excited. You see a lot of people posting, a flood of journals. People posting, I'm excited. I'm leaving.
Another kind of bandwagon stream of journals. Everyone posts about it.
Hell. Even I
But I
posted
mean,
a journal
it
about
gets you
RTX
excited
this morning.
because you see everyone posting. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet the people that these people and these people. This is great. I want to do this. I have to see this. It's really inspiring to see that. It really is. Just how close knit of a community Rooster Teeth has, and the ability to have this convention have such a large body of people, yet still be able to somewhat make it on a personal level. It's very inspiring. It is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For someone that has been with the community for 7 years now, I wasn't surprised at all to actually see a convention spawn out of it. Because I've always been able to make really, really close friends, even 5, 6, 7 years ago. Then I kind of fell away a few years ago when I had to move from Michigan to North Carolina. I didn't have internet, and it was just a mess then. But then getting back into the community, it's all right, cool. It's pretty much unchanged from the way it first began. It predates the Facebook phenomenon. It predates the MySpace phenomenon before that. There used to be little gifs that would pop up, people are moving over to MySpace. They don't know what they're getting into. It's sad. It's lasted through both of those, and whenever if the MySpace or if the Facebook phenomenon ever fizzles away and is replaced completely with Google Plus or whatever's next, I still think the Rooster Teeth community is still going to be here just because of what it is. It's a very unique community, and it's very open to everybody.
Even the every community has, but even the bad parts don't ever seem to be as worse as some of the other communities out there. There's small fights here and there, but it's never gotten horrible, and it's never gotten out of hand.
Well, they seem to be resolved pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
All that was true until I came on the website. Shit went downhill.
That's just because you have that personality that no one likes. That's what it is.
That's why you have a group dedicated to your hatred.
Yeah.
In a way, we're using everyone's hatred of you to unify the population.
Yeah. Hey, I understand that one. I'm in the same boat. So.
Yeah, I literally
So
sent
even-
him 20 messages just to bother him about the podcast. I do remind him every day. About the podcast.
It's a wonder you're still alive. He could have sent you laced messages through the mail or something like that.
He just slowly moved his mouse over to the block account button.
He hands Adam a sheet of paper. It has the name Nobot on it. He's like, you know what to do.
Give it to Gus.
Hey, for the record, I have never blocked a single person on the Rooster Teeth website. I've never felt the need to ever.
I blocked one person.
I don't think I ever have either.
I blocked the
No,
dude. I blocked the dude named Freelancer because he's the biggest troll and the biggest asshole. Worse than me.
That's saying a lot then, because you're pretty bad.
At least I'm funny.
Yeah.
The dude's just a
Yeah.
dick.
Well, you think you're funny.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at
I
that.
don't know. My mom says I'm funny, so
I'm sure she knows what she's talking about. I'm sure she's not just saying that so she doesn't hurt your feelings.
yeah. She also tells me every morning I'm handsome and that somebody will eventually love me. So
She sounds like a good mother.
You know what Mama told me? Mama told me alcohol is my enemy. Well, I love my enemies, so.
All right, I have another question. I know. If I ask the question of what I can't ask a question like what is the best panel or appearance or anything like that because you're going to say everything. But what is there anything in particular you're looking forward to most at
Any
RTX?
panel that he's on is
That's
best panel.
the same question, just worded slightly differently, Mr.
Yeah.
the panel I'm actually most excited for is the Community Hunter panel that I'm on. I know that's kind of lame because I'm on it, but I say that
Self-promotion,
because-
yeah.
I do it all
Well,
the time.
community promotion. I mean, let's go. It's why I'm excited for it though is that one part of my job at Rooster Teeth is that I'm the community manager for Achievement Hunter. So I manage our community channel where anyone could submit their own video, right? And then I watch them and approve or reject them. There's a whole bunch of guidelines which I'm not going to get into, but we're having a panel for the second year now. And what I really like about it, besides the fact that it's my job and I get paid, is the fact that so many people have clung to this community and it's grown into something awesome. Where everyone that submits videos works together, they start doing commentaries together, they game together, and it's this small niche that's really friendly and opening. And I'm really excited for this panel because it gets people excited to submit their own videos, and then they start submitting their content to the channel. And the friendships you can form through that, and then the experience you get in editing videos. If that's something you want to do, the community channel is something that's awesome. So this panel promoting, it's hey, get out there, work on something, find it if you love it. If you love it, work hard at it. All these people are going to give you feedback, and they're going to be nice about it and let you know how to improve. And it's just great to see people submitting that content and kind of working together to better at it. So that's why I'm excited for that panel. It's just promotion, and I also get to make a cool announcement on that one. So the other one I'm excited for is probably the Ruby panel. So I know nothing about the Ruby plotline. I have avoided any information because I kind of want to see it. It's the same thing I do with Red versus Blue. I like to see it from a fan's perspective and not from an employee's perspective. So I know nothing about Ruby besides what the trailers have shown. And the only thing I knew ahead was who was going to voice act. That's the only information I knew because I heard it being gossiped about. So I'm really excited to see the first episode, which I think is
awesome.
going to be that's our release date, right? For the first
Yeah,
episode?
it's going to be on Friday. I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
3 o'clock
Friday,
to 4 o'clock.
From Friday from 3 to 4, there's going to be a Ruby panel where they're going to show it, and you guys are going to show it. And if I recall correctly, I think Bernie said in the last podcast on Monday that there will also be monitors throughout the convention center streaming it after the panel.
Yeah, there was
I'm
this,
gonna be really
last
interested
time on
to
the
see how
main
this works.
stage there was this whenever there wasn't an actual stream of Jack doing something on the stage or other people, it was this kind of repeating set of videos, which one was I think Kara or somebody explaining what Achievement Hunter was.
I like that video.
And there was also episode 10 or season 10 episode 1 that was playing on loop, and a couple other videos like that. So that's probably going to be in the same fashion. Every now and then you'll just see Ruby repeated.
Yeah. So no,
I'm really curious to see how the first episode really is. Is we've dedicated at least one podcast to the discussion of Ruby based off the trailers and how we were disappointed in just how action-packed the trailers were and how it seems to be just the opposite of what Ruby was said to be about. So I actually find myself getting a little bit excited to see exactly what the first episode is going to be about. I think it's going to be pretty interesting if they manage to deliver on everything that they've said it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's the mystery because it's what is the plotline? What is going to happen? What do we expect to see? I mean, I know no matter what, the animation is going to be beautiful because Monty is a very talented individual. But it's I have no idea what the plot's going to be about. I have it's like so much mystery, and like that first episode's gonna, I think, reveal a lot of like and set the tone of what the series is gonna be. So that's pretty exciting.
He is a workhorse. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I really am curious to how the plot line is going to go, because the trailers really don't give away too much of how it's actually going to be, since I highly doubt it's going to start off action slash. I think it's going to be kind of how RVB started this time, just them talking or something like that in a similar fashion.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I don't know. There's a lot of panels this year, so I don't even know what all of them are, but there's that. There's so much to be excited for. There's still things we haven't even announced yet, and like it's gonna be a fun.
That's the crazy
time.
thing. There's a full schedule and a list of things going on every day, and yet there's still stuff that's going to be coming down the wire too. That's crazy.
Yeah, we I don't know if anyone saw Jack's tweet earlier today.
No, I have
No.
Twitter today.
But
What's a tweet?
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter. It's that little button with the bird on it.
he tweeted hinting at something really awesome, and I know what he's talking about in that tweet. And it's
And you can't tell
Dude.
us. You're such a cock tease.
I know, but it's worth it.
Oh, he tweeted a couple times.
Yeah. So
Okay, I just pulled up the Twitter, and that's very interesting. All right.
yeah.
Wait,
so
read to us what the tweet is.
Oh
for
no!
those folks.
No! You don't take part in Twitter. You don't get to reap the benefits of me
We're
being on
discussing it right now.
I have
It's
a
for
Twitter.
science.
You can tell
Do it
me.
for science.
Look.
Just tell
All I
me.
have to say is take 2 minutes, create a Twitter account, subscribe to Jack, and it'll be worth it. Trust me.
That's way too much.
don't follow Jack though.
I'm just gonna wait because you assholes won't read it for me.
Well, I don't quite know which tweet you're talking about, or I just don't know what he's trying to reference.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Feign
nice.
ignorance. It's okay.
We cannot be a dick and just tell us right now.
It's gonna be okay, guys. Just
Yeah.
hold hands. It just
Sing
Take a
it
deep
like,
breath. It'll be all
Take a
right.
deep breath.
Skip on the Yellow Brick Road to RTX.
Hit that
Oh, my
elevator
gosh.
music.
Gonna be more skipping to the airport and flying to another airport and then flying to another airport and then catching a bus and but close enough. It's
Sounds
like a-
considered a yellow brick road, I guess.
it's gonna be all like, I gotta get in the car, and then I gotta drive 7 minutes. I gotta park.
I actually have
it's
to
so
sneak
tough for
all
you,
the way
isn't
to
it?
Dark's house, climb into his trunk, and then sneak onto the airplane with him. Oh my god, it's gonna be so annoying.
You know, you're skinny enough. You might be able to fit into this bag that my mother dropped off this morning. We're not actually going to use it for luggage. So if you can contort your body to fit into, I would say it's like 1.5 feet wide by about 2.5 feet long, and about 1 foot deep. You could potentially be along for the ride.
I'm 6'2", that shit ain't gonna work.
I really
Hey.
don't believe that you're that tall.
Contortion is interesting shit.
But I was
see next year.
Gus does not look tall in any of the things that I saw him in, but then when I actually saw him walking on the stage, he was massive.
But how tall's Gus?
Well, I
He's
don't
probably
know.
like 6 foot, like 6'1" maybe.
Well, he just seems really imposing. Kind of funny.
It's just his face. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's got that constant scowl taped to his forehead. It's amazing he doesn't have more gray hair. Maybe he uses just for men. Someone should ask him that when we're at
Please
our
do whatever panel he's on.
Yeah, I highly recommend you do that, Dark.
Excuse me, Gus, do you use just for men? You should have more gray hair by now.
I wonder how he'll take that.
And then when he responds like, "What, you think I'm old?" Be like, "Well, I mean, you're 52, right?"
Gus is 52.
No,
No.
he's in his 30s.
Oh man,
Okay.
he fell for that one. Wow.
But like,
Yeah, they're not that, ow.
I think
Not
I've
that.
got more gray hair than he
Like,
does.
even Joel, I don't think
Sick.
is that much. Like Joel's like the oldest one at the company, isn't he? Or who was the
no,
oldest?
he is not the oldest of the company.
No.
But he's I use the word talent. He is the oldest of the talent in the
Okay.
company.
The
So
people
who's
in the
the
videos.
old fogey of the company?
Who's the oldest?
Who's the old fogey of Rooster Teeth?
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah, he'd be wise not to do that.
So that means it's a woman.
I mean, it could be it could be just a man who cares about his age.
Okay, then who's the youngest?
I know Ray is younger than me. He's 23. I don't know. I'm sure there's some, like one of the animators is probably younger or something. I'm sure there's somebody who's like 20. Oh, Carrie. Carrie just turned 21.
Oh, she's just a young thing.
So maybe Carrie. He's young.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you. I noticed a while back with everyone getting involved with the Fit for RTX, which I think is such a great thing. Everyone's particularly Dom. I haven't heard anything in regards to how he's been doing lately. Have you talked to him recently? Like I know he was pretty much just whooping ass, and that was the last I had heard.
So yeah, I was out. Are we talking about Dom, my friend that I posted about?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to clarify. Dom is doing well. He actually, so his goal was, at the point I posted that journal, was to start jogging 2 miles, and he's hit that. He just moved to San Francisco, so it's a little bit more hilly. I haven't asked him since I saw him a month ago, but I mean, he's hitting his 2 mile goal of being able to jog and not walk, so that's really exciting for him. But he's doing good. He's still losing weight at a consistent pace. So it's like it's incredible to see like he looks so much better. Like, you know, I remember when I met him years ago. It's like how much better he looks now, and just like the bounce and step. When I went out, because I was in California I went on vacation with my girlfriend. I went a day early to play Ultimate with some of my friends, and I invited him to come. And it was the second time he'd played Ultimate. The first time he played 4 years before, and he came out to pick up with me. And like, you know, he put his effort out there and he put his heart into it, but you know, he did not run much. He did not move much. And how much I saw him moving on the field, you know, he's still a heavier set dude, was just awesome this last time I was out here a month ago. Playing Ultimate and like keeping up with some people and getting some good speed. Like he was impressive how quick he could move.
It's amazing what just making a few small changes like that. If people just got up and ran for me, I go to the gym on a good week, 3 at the max, 3 times, and I will get on the elliptical for about half an hour, and I can go about 3 miles. And that's something I do just after work, and I've noticed a huge change in like my energy level and just my own personal perception about life and whatnot. And it's amazing what one little change like that can do for you. So I can totally relate to what he's experiencing. It's amazing the difference that it can make for you.
Yeah,
I have to highly encourage anybody else who's even thought about it, who has a gym close to their house, is like, do it. Or if you can go outside and run, and it's not 110 degrees outside, and you're not going to give yourself heat stroke. Go out there and do it. It's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, for my work, I have to go to the gym every day. But for sort of the last 2 months, I was out on exercise, and I was basically living in a truck, and I had about maybe like 7 cubic feet to myself at any given time. Like, my body space was it. And you really don't move a whole lot. Like, we weren't out. I was eating barely anything, and just because I wasn't moving, I didn't need the energy. And coming back from that, I was like really lethargic. I didn't want to do anything, just like feeling pretty down. And so it's been nice, like the last week or so, just getting back into a regular routine of like going to the gym every day. And like, there's definitely a difference. Like, anybody that's considering starting to work out, even if it's just like going to the gym a couple times a week, going for a run, or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I was doing for a while, just running around the track for 1.5 miles. I mean, even though it was not an entire lot, it still was different.
Yeah, anything that gets your blood flowing, elevates your heart rate. It's good for your heart, it's good for your circulation, and it's good for your lung function, because you're having to get that energy circulated throughout your body at a different way than you would when you're at rest. And considering how sedentary that society has gotten now, it's not going to be long until I think we're going to actually start seeing those desks where you stand at them and the floor underneath you moves, so you're constantly just kind of slowly walking all day while you're at your desk.
That is crazy.
Yeah, they're actually experimenting with those now, because people sit on their ass all day, and it's causing back problems and all sorts of other abnormalities. People were not meant to sit on their ass all day.
Is the floor just a giant treadmill or something?
No, it's instead of getting a chair, it's this little it's like the treadmill track, but a little bit bigger than usual, and you just put it there where your chair would be, and it moves well, and you can control how fast or how slow you want it to move.
You see, that's awesome. Now I look at it like I spent 7 weeks with my broken foot on crutches, right? And I didn't get to exercise. I didn't get to do much. And one of the best days of my life, I'm not even just saying that. Like, I'm serious. One of the best days of my life was the first day I was cleared to run again. And, like, like, exerting that energy again that I stored up was, like, it was painful because I hadn't – but it's like that joy you get from just exercising, that energy you bring, it's wonderful. And it's like, go out and do it. I understand, like, a lot of people that are, like, conscious. I mean, I've never done it before. If I go to the gym, you know, people are going to mock me. It's like, if you're going to a gym that people mock, there's an issue with the gym. I mean, most at this point, like, most gyms at this point, like, if they see anything like that, they kick that member out. Like, they don't tolerate that. They encourage people to come out, be themselves, and, you know, do what they can. And one way to do that, if you're coming to RTX, I'm actually doing a pickup Ultimate game, since I love Ultimate Frisbee so much, on the Wednesday before RTX. I was
going to bring that up, but go for it.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm missing a lot. I love
it's like Wednesday night at Zilker Park. Anyone's welcome to come. There's a regular pickup game that happens that's kind of beginner-oriented as it is. So if we get low numbers, we'll still be able to play no matter what. And if not, we can always, if we have enough people, we can always have our own game. I'll teach people how to throw, how to play the game, and it's an easy way to kind of get out, exercise, enjoy the day. And the best part is when we're done, we can all just go jump into Barton, the free side, really quick and cool off. It's wonderful.
And Barton Springs is a very brisk 68 degrees year round.
Really?
It's amazing. It's one of the best things.
Yes, it is.
I feel as if I should be packing a pair of shorts that I'm not afraid to get dirty then.
Yeah, I recommend that. If you have aqua socks, you know, the little aqua shoes, take those with you. If you decide you want to jump into Barton Springs, it can get a little slippery and squishy on the ground after the springs. But it's such an awesome little place. It really is.
I'm excited. I hope people do come out to that because it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I know the Ultimate Frisbee is gotten really popular. I've got a few friends that participate in it, but I've never actually done it myself. So that could be interesting. I can at least actually watch you guys play and get the hang of it and see if it's something I want to do.
Yeah, I can't throw a Frisbee too well, but I'd definitely be willing to attempt to participate.
And that's the thing, though. With Ultimate, all you need is one person who can throw well. And everyone else can catch on.
Someone then.
And like, I'll be there, so we'll be okay. But like the thing is that it's a really simple sport to pick up. All you need is a $10 disc, right? And then you can use shoes for end zones. It's like it's so basic in the sense that you don't need a lot to start playing it. And at the same time, it's great exercise. You have to run a lot in Ultimate, especially if people can't throw. and like, it's such fun. It's so addicting. It's so simple and elegant. Yet, you know, you can get up to the level and play competitively and play at a fast pace. Like it's, I love Ultimate. Like I started playing my freshman year of college, and out of all the sports I've played in my entire life, there's nothing I've enjoyed more.
How long do you think until it's in the Olympics?
20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
We just got recognized actually as a sport by the Olympic Committee, which is a huge step.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That is something.
So you
so we did that.
We're almost as good as synchronized swimming.
Does that even count as a sport?
Hell no.
Technically.
It's more of a dance form than a sport, so. No.
Whoa, you're calling dancers not sports?
Dancing is not a sport. It's a very.
What about
it's
gymnastics?
Gymnastics is not a sport either. That's very hard. It's the toughest to train for out of anything. But it's still not a sport.
Yeah, I don't think calling something not a sport is insulting it in any way. It's just a different classification of
exactly
what you're doing.
Exactly.
Actually, let me see here. Define sport. Noun, an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others. So technically, those would be considered are competing, and it does involve training and physical exertion.
There you go.
So that means NASCAR is not a sport. Okay, good.
I mean, yeah.
Well, it
takes training and physical exertion. Have you ever driven a car for that long?
Yeah,
Going
I have.
that fast without
They're
power
not that
steering.
long, but I have driven that fast for an extended period of time, and I can tell you, it does take a toll on your body. Yes,
Without
it does.
power steering.
There's
Like I look at it like when I drove from Colorado, moved from school to California. I drove straight through. I woke up at 4 a.m., drove 17 straight hours to California. My only stops, I'd stop, fill up the gas. While it's filling up, I'd go use the restroom, get back in the car, and drive again. I wouldn't stop for food or anything. Like my stops were just to fill up the tank, and like
That's how
that
my
was
sister and I
exhausting.
travel.
Absolutely
Yeah.
exhausting. And like you don't have to pay that much attention.
beast.
You're on straight roads.
I had a buddy in high school who drove karts. Like it's one of the steps below like Formula One and all that stuff. It basically looks like Mario Kart cars.
Mario.
But
I've seen those.
Mario.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually pretty damn funny.
he'd come back from like race weekends with bruised ribs just from turning. Like that's how much force is involved in it. So it's pretty crazy.
So see, there you go. It's a sport. We can call NASCAR a sport.
Okay. I take back the mean comment I said. NASCAR is a sport.
Now, I've got a question again related to RTX. The first day, I'm seeing geeks who drink.
Mhm.
What is that? That looks interesting to me because it has the drinking thing.
I have no idea. I haven't actually heard of that.
It's at 8:00 p.m. and everything else ends at 6. So there's this 2-hour window, 6 and 7, where nothing happens, and then there's geeks who drink at 8:00 to 10:00. Let's see.
It's a big panel.
Yeah, I saw
of
that it was
trivia.
trivia, but it says drinks, so there should be drinking there, right?
That is correct.
Maybe
It doesn't say. It doesn't say that there's going to be actual drinking, though. That's
All I know is I'm one of the guardians
No
that's
idea.
going to be doing security, so apparently it can get a little rowdy. So
So. Are you implying there will be alcohol, or that there will be alcohol to mellow out the people?
I was told there would be alcohol, but
Fabulous! That would be worth sticking around for. Being drunk while doing trivia. That's like the best thing ever.
That was
Oh man,
the
trivia is the
gayest
worst.
sounded ever on the podcast. Dark. You said fabulous and you said ever in a really gay voice. You actually did a gay voice. Did you realize that?
I was not trying to do a gay voice, but go me.
First time ever.
Give
We
Wes a
got
run
it.
for his money.
there's something that they used to do on the Rooster Teeth like community site. I don't know if it's still going on, and I'm just like missing it or don't know where to find it. But the community play dates, whatever happened to those? Are they
Those are
still
still
going on?
happening.
Yeah.
So I don't post about a new forum for them anymore.
Okay.
We moved it because I don't know if you've noticed the new community spotlight page.
Right.
If you go to that, we have a calendar on there, right?
Okay.
So if you go to the calendar, that's where the events are now posted at. So I created an event for them. We didn't have one this week, and we're not having one next week.
Right.
Mostly in preparation for RTX, among a couple other things. So I'm a little too busy to incorporate into my schedule.
Yeah.
But we will be having our next game night the Friday after RTX is the next event that's scheduled.
But you wanna
So they're
keep-
still happening, and they should still be weekly, but
Okay.
just a
If
2-week
you're not
break.
gonna have a game night, you should post something in the community spotlight about Planet Unplugged, and people can join their game night instead.
Well, I mean, actually that wouldn't be a bad idea because there's a community to post community events. I'll have to talk with Barbara
That shit
about
don't
it.
work.
Yeah, it does.
Just because it doesn't work for you doesn't mean it
Yeah.
doesn't work for normal people.
I think she would probably more likely listen to him if he was like, "Hey, this is this."
But like, I'm just saying, like that could be an interesting. I'll have to bring it up with Barbara. Remind me to, but we can talk about possibly people like if they have a group on the site and they're gonna have a community event using that as a feature for it. We're still in the we've been definitely really strict on it for the most part, but I like that idea. That could potentially be something cool to add to the calendar, or find a way to kind of advertise community events
Yeah.
that are internet based versus like the actual like meetups.
You should put our podcast,
Which is kind of what we have.
every Saturday. Just give us a little corner of each of the boxes. Just put the Form Thread podcast right there.
I don't even know. Do you know where the Forum Thread podcast came from, Caleb?
No idea.
Ooh, good question.
One of the RT community members, his name is, it goes by Wubwave, and actually a little bit of a sad journal he just posted a few minutes ago. I'll bring up in a sec, but
I showed that on the live stream.
he started a thread called the forum thread, and the premise of the thread is that you have to but you have to reference yourself
in the third person as
the
saying
third person
this
as the
thread.
thread.
Instead of saying I am doing something, you say this thread is doing something.
I'll bring
Which
it up
gets
on the
really interesting when you have a long conversation.
And so everyone in that thread just got along very well, participated in a few other threads, conversation. And then eventually the idea came up of why don't we just do a podcast? And so here we are.
Oh damn! I've already found a post where you messed up and you said "I" about 20 times. You were ranting.
Ooh.
He was having a
Kick him out. Kick him
You're
out.
expelled from the group now. Sorry.
We get.
Oh,
All right, no,
man.
I don't want to get the admin in there to try to kick him out because then he'll just delete the entire forum again.
Yeah, and who would we have to thank for that? Oh yeah, we would have you to thank for another deleted thread.
The deleter of threads.
Which moderator / admin deleted it?
Don't worry about
I'm
it.
just curious.
It's my friend. No. It was all right.
It was basically a whole bunch of threads that
were
were off topic,
yeah,
like
he was
5
completely
or
justified.
6, and then so all the ones that were obviously off topic were just blocked and deleted.
But
so
you have to preface by saying it was one morning. Nobod went into all of these threads and acted like a complete tool bag
It was fun.
and pissed off the admin, and he just basically said shut them all down.
Yeah, that's more or less how it went, right there.
So don't.
So, yeah, thanks for that.
him, or I'll be the killer of threads and the killer of admins. And
Well, you've yet to kill any admins. You've just killed threads.
well, I have a feeling.
I hope
always
you don't
did
kill any admins, because that's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That would be very
Murder is
wrong.
wrong.
It's against a lot of
Like,
laws.
seriously.
And then you'd have to go to prison, and you'd become somebody's bitch, and
But I
we'd
thought
all
that's
laugh
how
at
you
you at your own
You're not
expense.
gonna have a good time.
I thought that's
Yeah,
how-
you're not gonna have a good time at all.
Remember when we had
I
Radius
know.
on the podcast? That's how you become an admin. You kill the previous admin.
yeah, that's what we discussed. Radius 55. He was 55 because of the whole bunch of other admins.
That's right. I wasn't here for that podcast. I was elsewhere.
Neither was I.
Yep, he killed Radius
Yeah,
54
I was-
and became.
So what is this, like some kind of Highlander type setup for admins on the Rooster Teeth side? Is that how it works?
Yeah, they call me Radius
Watch out.
56.
Oh, boy.
not until the previous Radius is gone. You don't get to claim the title.
If Nobod becomes an admin, the site has officially jumped the shark, folks.
I've been
Yeah.
managing the forum thread since it began, and I've done very well with
I
that.
thought it was just like Wubs and T-Jan back then.
No, it was. I started it, and it was me.
When did it
Wave
start?
Dark and Zapty that started it.
Oh, are you talking about
And then you sort of
the
came in.
group?
The group.
You're talking about the
everything.
group, not the thread, right?
Yeah, because when you just say the thread by itself,
Well, no,
Yeah, without specifying. That gets confusing
I mean,
as shit.
Yeah, no, not the thread. All right, let me just start with our specific friend group. How this all started.
No, just stop now.
No.
Everyone's confused, and no one really cares.
Yeah, you're killing my buzz. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Let's talk about something else. So let's talk about this cool little thing that I bought in preparation for RTX. It's
I want
called
to hear about
My
your sex
Charge.
toys.
It's like a sex toy. It's probably better than a sex toy because it's going to keep my phone alive. It will give me up to 27 hours of charge. It's a portable USB device charger, so when inevitably I run out of battery on my phone, I can just plug my USB charger into this thing, which will be in my left pocket, and have it charging my phone in my right pocket.
Oh,
So
wow.
I
That's fun.
That's all right.
will have no need to have a physical outlet in my vicinity. And when this thing does get empty, it has a built-in AC input that it plugs directly into the wall, so I don't keep track of any other cords to it. It and I are going to have a long and happy relationship. This RTX.
Until you lose it on the first day.
I'm not going to lose it. It's going
I'm
to
gonna
be
bring
in my
my-
pocket.
Oh yeah, I have a question. Is there? I mean, it probably will be, but in the actual convention center, is there going to be like a sort of Wi-Fi network?
Ooh, good
I'm
question.
actually not sure. Some conventions do have Wi-Fi available
advise
to
against-
everyone. Sometimes they don't. I'm gonna assume. I would say assume it's not.
I know
because
enough.
I remember when they were doing the SWTOR like presentation last time, like Jack was logged in, and then a bunch of other people just whipped out their laptops and were playing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
problem
last year somebody was watching via Wi-Fi was watching the RT panel because I wasn't in it and I was just creeping on Jeff, so I was over the shoulder of the guys watching.
Oh yeah,
on the
I remember
computer.
that.
They're all on the computer watching the stream, which is on the other side of the door. I took a picture over the shoulder of them watching the stream with the door in the background, and then I sent the text to Jeff on the panel. It's a habit I developed because of Millie. Because usually when Millie would go to conventions, I would sit with her, and then we'd take ridiculous photos and send them to Jeff to distract him while I was on the panel.
Sounds like something I would do.
They almost gave away Jack's phone number in the middle of the stage once. I think it was like Joel that was like, "Okay, everybody," and then like everyone took out their phones, and I think they said a fake number or something like that.
8675309.
8675309. Sorry.
I still play that song on the radio. I don't know why.
Have you ever
It's
called that
amazing.
number?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Somebody told me there's like an answering machine for the girl in the song, like Jenny or whatever. I've
It
never
wouldn't
done.
surprise me if someone actually bought the rights to that number just to set up a fake answering machine.
Hey, this is Jenny. Thank you for calling.
By the way, I hate you.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I actually heard that when that song first came out, that really was the girl that he's singing about's real phone number.
Oh yeah.
And she actually had to disconnect the number because everybody started calling it.
Yeah.
I've never had the desire to call that number, even though I've heard the song many times. In fact, and like on TV and commercials where they have the 555 phone numbers, I've never thought to myself, hey, I think I'm going to just pull my phone out and try and dial that number just to see if something happens.
I
don't know. I don't understand the mindset of people are like, hey, they just talked about this phone number. I'm going to call it and see what happens. Who does that?
I call the 555
A lot of people.
just to see.
It was like, who was a celebrity recently that put on Twitter, if no one retweets this tweet, I will donate 20 grand to some charity. And everyone started retweeting, and he responded again saying, no, do not retweet that tweet. If you don't do it, I'm going to donate money. And they retweeted the second tweet, too.
Yeah. I think it
Wow.
was Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Did they even pay
proof that there's
attention
no
to
hope for
something
the
like
human
that? Or are they
race.
like just retweeting it without even reading it
That's what
first?
happens.
People don't pay attention. Like I look at it. All right. Hopefully you guys have all noticed. I assume you all watch Fails of the Week or have watched Fails of the Week at some point.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys realized that it's spelled WEAK?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I think
noticed
they
that.
addressed it one of the first ones.
Yeah, I know. So, like we've addressed it in multiple episodes. Stuff.
Yeah.
Last night I tweeted because so I had made Fails of the Week and everything and gotten it all done and I put it in the folder so to be uploaded. But unfortunately the person who was supposed to upload had just left. So I was like, okay, crap. It's like, Jack, can you upload this? And then said person is going to take care of it when they get home. And Jack's like, yeah, sure. But we miscommunicated. What I meant was for Jack to upload it to YouTube and push it live, not just to upload it to YouTube. So he ended up uploading it to YouTube. Somebody tweeted at me and was like, hey, why isn't Fails up yet? And I was like, it should be. And I realized it wasn't. This is like midnight I get this information.
Oh boy.
So anyway, I tweet like, sorry, Fails isn't up yet. Caleb failed because I speak in the third person sometimes and I tweet from the Achievement Hunter account. And
He would
all
get
those
along
tweets
fine
insulting me
before
on the
Brett.
Achievement Hunter account, that's me insulting myself. And I was like, but Jack's going to save the day. And like I wrote it Fails of the Week how it's supposed to be spelled. And like instantly got like 40 tweets telling you're spelled week wrong. I'm like, no, I didn't. So like I made the second tweet like, it's sad that we've had 144 episodes released and people still have not noticed the pun.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they still have to hang those wet paint signs up everywhere, because people will touch the damn paint. And even with the signs, people will touch the damn paint.
Yep.
I like
I
those
get that at
ridiculous
work.
signs. I like the
I do
ridiculous
touch-up
signs
paint
that
at work.
you know
And,
it's because somebody did it.
uh-huh.
Like I was in
Especially when you see a little fingerprint there.
I was in a game shop today, and there's a sign up there that's like, "We expect all patrons to have reasonable grooming standards, and like if you smell bad, you might be asked to leave.
That's
There's
awesome.
guys that have, there's people that have been in there with like Cheeto stains and like 3-week-old sweat, like on their shirt.
Oh, yeah, like the
got to wash.
like the dude from the South Park episode, "Make Love Not Warcraft."
Yeah,
It's the very
yeah,
definition of swag.
yeah.
Shit. Ugh.
Speaking of that guy, he's going to be the avatar on the podcast 17
I thought we were
for the
making
YouTube video. I already set it up. It's uploading right now. It's kind of funny you brought that up.
It's like our minds are already becoming one.
podcast.
Yes, we are
Aw,
legion.
that's cute. Like a bunch of women who get on the
We're
cycle
syncing
together.
our periods
Yeah,
here.
menstruation cycles.
Oh boy, I set
Such a
myself
strange
up for that one,
biological
didn't I?
phenomenon.
So does that
Yeah.
make Caleb one of us?
Yeah, he's on the podcast now. Caleb, you are now officially one of us, whether you like it or not.
Sorry, Caleb. You
Well-
have to be on more now.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we're gonna have to move it from Saturdays because I'm pretty much busy every Saturday.
Except this one.
How is like 3 a.m. on a weekday for you guys?
Yeah, I can.
I think that's fine time.
I would
That'll
probably
work
That's
for
do
something
that.
I
chaos.
could do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't know about some of the others.
None of us other
Who would
people that
watch
actually work for a living.
I will
and
set up-
have.
I will set up a second show just so that we can fit you in.
Who would watch a 3 a.m. podcast?
I won't
You'd
be
be
live
surprised, my friend.
People in Britain.
Have you ever
Oh,
been to
yeah.
Walmart at 3 a.m. and seen the
Absolutely.
creepy ass people there?
We
They
did
would- they
that.
would watch
we went to. It was crazy. We actually had one of those moments where we were like, "Okay, get in the car, get in the car, get in the car," and drive off.
Ooh, the best time if you really want to see some fucked up looking people, go at 3 a.m. on Christmas Eve. That's when the people that never let themselves be seen the rest of the year come crawling out of the woodwork and are buying those last minute presents. It is really, really scary.
Don't they just buy things online now?
You would think they would, but I guess if
Well,
they
it's the
can't
people
get the
that
next
are
day
holed up
shipping.
and that don't really have, or
Yeah.
want to just quickly run because internet. Even though you can buy so many things, it's not exactly the next day. If you need something for tomorrow morning, you might not get it.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
you know how people will make fun of it, like certain celebrities look like a witch or a donkey or something like that, But seriously, if you go to Walmart on Christmas Eve at 3 a.m. in the morning, you will see people that literally look like they have been crossbred with different animal species, hair in weird places, really, really weird facial features. You're like, oh, that guy looks like a duck. He even kind of has that yellowish tint to his lips that could be nicotine, but I don't know.
Just give them the benefit of the doubt.
If you've never gone Walmartian, like Pokemon, you got to keep a little Pokedex of all the weird people that you see there.
I like when I'm kind of feeling bad about myself,
Yeah, and
Like,
if you have a camera, you can
I don't, like,
actually
talk down.
just like Pokemon Snap, click, got one.
Next thing you know,
See
like
that button right next to them.
of phone cameras in their stores.
Ultimate frisbee.
Everybody-
With Caleb.
What?
Caleb, it's been we really appreciate you coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure, man. And you've answered questions, you gave us opinions, you've been entertaining, you've crossed the whole spectrum of what a podcast guest should be. Not just sitting
thank
there
you.
quietly.
Now, anybody that's listening or will listen to this, take Caleb as an example and know that you are expected to behave as Caleb next time you're featured on our podcast.
Here, I
Shoot,
do have
had
a
I
quick
known I'd been
question.
setting a standard, like I would just sat here like this and just breathe, like.
That's how most of our guests are. So.
Actually, here's a little story. You know who did a celebrity who did that on a live interview I had on the air? Billy Bob Thornton.
That doesn't surprise
He
me.
was playing locally his stupid little I'm a actor that wants to be a musician band in town, and one of the talk show hosts was like, okay, he says, I don't know, should I have Billy Bob Thornton on? I'm like, yeah. I'll preface by saying I worked on the Alamo. I was an intern on the Alamo when it filmed in Austin years ago, so I seen him in passing, and everyone on set told me he was a bit of a douchebag. But anyway, so fast forward 2 years
Angelina
later,
forgot
and I was like, I mean, you can have him on the air. I'm told he's kind of a pain in the butt, and this was before he just got. This was a few days before he was on another radio station, and he was a total ass to the host. But so my host takes him on the air, and he's just real quiet, and Charlie's asking him, so blah 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 blah. Well, yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And so the host just looked at me and was like, that the cutoff sign, like, I want him off the air now. So at least you weren't like that. We appreciate it.
I'm glad you guys didn't cut me off. Just like hang up on me.
We'll be like,
No, we got rid of that guy.
he's gone. Sorry, folks, he's gone.
I want to talk to that
Oh,
guy.
it would have been even funnier if we like asked you a big secret about RTX and you were like, okay, I'll guess I go ahead and you gotta go ahead and say it, and then we're like, click.
And then
You'll
I got
never
fired.
guess who's gonna make an appearance, and who is it? Dead air.
Dun, dun, dun. For the answer, tune in next week for the Forum Thread podcast.
But I don't know. I mean, the few people that do download and listen on YouTube, anything you want to give them in regards to decorum at RTX?
Please use deodorant.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, use deodorant, shower. Don't be creepy. When I say that, though, I want to say, like, don't be inappropriate would probably be a better way to phrase that.
Yeah.
Like, don't just go up and hug whoever you want to hug. Don't go up and make really, like, there's people cosplaying who are going to be revealing. This goes for guys and girls. Like, this is not just saying, like, girls don't be inappropriate. Don't be appropriate to guys. There are, women who will say very inappropriate things to guys as well. And so it goes both ways. Don't make inappropriate comments, like, about cosplayers and their boobs or what they're not wearing and it's like that. Like, try to be courteous.
Yeah, like if you, like, for example, if you think they have a really cool, Spartan armory, like, hey, can I take your picture?
Yeah, that's the simple way to do it. Nice.
Yeah, that would be normal. Yeah, I've had people that's not really much different than like when you're on vacation and someone just walks up and asks, "Hey, can you take this picture for me?" It's just a little bit different, Hey, can I take a picture with you? You're done up, and usually people like that are actually expecting to pose for people because they know they look badass, and people are going to want to take pictures with other people that look badass. It's just human nature.
Well, it was really interesting seeing the Darth Vader with 4 stormtroopers just walk through the main line at the convention hall.
I'm a little disappointed. I wasn't able to actually get the cloak that I wanted to get to wear for RTX this year.
What?
Next year. Remember my avatar a few avatars ago where it was that drawing that had the cloak over the face or around the face? I was in real life and wear it to the convention.
Oh.
Well, Chaos keeps bringing up that I need to buy the little porcupine hat, the Heisenberg hat, and the sunglasses.
Yeah, so you look like your avatar.
Yeah,
to look
be
like
expecting him
Heisenberg.
to look like that guy because I don't know what Fusion looks like in real life.
He has a picture on his profile. We've already been over this.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm lazy and I haven't clicked on gone through his album yet.
He'll look like a beaner with a nice hat and a nice pair of glasses.
It's also the feeling.
Wow, that was
it's also the
so
feeling. I don't want to ruin. I don't
to
want
the
to
dirty
ruin the
Mexican
illusion.
thing.
I don't want.
I didn't say dirty Mexican this time.
No, he did.
That was you. That was all you.
Yeah.
I always think it's kind of weird, like, because I've talked to you guys a bit, and a lot of times I don't know what any of you look like until, I'll go into somebody's profile and like, oh yeah, so that's what he looks like. And it's like a complete disconnect from, because I hear your voice and I sort of make a mental image of what somebody might be like or whatever. And it's like, I never expected in a million years, like Fusion, that you'd look the way you do, not like one way or another. I just
You weren't
got what I
expecting him to be.
right?
You weren't expecting him to be Latino.
Exactly.
It's okay to say. It's okay to say. Well, and also you don't sound Latino either. You have a voice that was made for radio. Like your voice could make women orgasm just by listening to you in their car.
Is that,
So,
is that how you feel, Darth?
that's the way I feel. If I was to listen to this podcast in the car anytime that Mr. Fusion is on, I'd be like, oh yes,
He would turn the bass up and the treble down.
way up, way up. Got to get the vibration going all the way to work. I'd arrive to work real happy.
Well, I think we should start wrapping up because we're going to go down a dark path.
Yeah, we've reached our hour. All right, everybody, that's our podcast for the night. Again, we want to give a